Oh yes, legends, we are live. How is everybody doing? Let's destroy the like button, everybody, together on this live stream, and we'll be analyzing the situation for Bitcoin. Let's take a look here at what is going on, because we are pumping, baby. We did get a small little reaction here, not enough to continue to the downside on the rejection. This was such an important level. We did get a reaction. It gave you some beautiful entry zones to manage risk. Now the question is, will we just continue to the upside? Because in this zone, it's going to be choppy. I'm going to talk about some possible scenarios here regarding Elliott wave theory, the biggest levels of confluence, the scenarios that were mentioned yesterday. Anybody that was paying attention yesterday, guys, there were a few scenarios. We always talk about 4 or 5 different possibilities on the price action and some setups, and we're going to go exactly through this one that was mentioned, also talking about the news event, getting a little bit of a pump and dump situation and then a big massive pump, giving you a possibility of an entry zone. Okay, now this just looks like a little bit of Picasso drawing, but there is an explanation, guys. This is on minute 45 on yesterday's live stream. And this is kind of what happened as we were getting yesterday's news. I want to explain this situation in today's live stream, of course, because I did get into a long position based on this local double bottom. This was just imagining that the price action gets a pump, comes up to the highs of yesterday, gets a dip to sweep up the local lows, and then get a move to the upside to actually get above these highs right over here. Okay, the idea of yesterday's stream was actually looking at the price action to get another wave to the upside, get above this high over here. This is unlikely to break down successfully, and we are looking for long positions to take out this high right over here, guys. Okay, so that was the overall plan. It looked more bullish. The probabilities in taking out the highs here, we had more liquidity above $104,000, right? So we had more liquidity. Looking at the waves and the scenario, this did look quite impulsive, right? It was a bit contracting, but this was not a 3-wave move. It was not corrective, okay? So we were looking at the price to get another leg here to the upside. Now, let's just explain what we mentioned yesterday, guys. In case if Mariela's here, she's going to have a laugh, but I guess she's not around. Aditya, my man, thanks for joining the live stream. Much love to you. Got my moderator giving power. Guys, we're going to go through some quality technical analysis here, because let's just go through what we mentioned yesterday, the different possibilities, right, that could have happened in this zone. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Right away. Yes, we are live. We are live. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to go quickly through the comment section, guys. But first of all, we're going to talk about several scenarios that we mentioned yesterday, okay? Because this is what we do when we do technical analysis. We get ready. We get some plans ready, and we trade that plan. And we have multiple different ones. We use technical analysis, understanding where the price action is, and understanding, hey, could we come down and sweep up the lows? Maybe that's an option. This would be the end of a zigzag. That is definitely an option. We could look for a long position here. Maybe we could form a triangle right over here, right? That is definitely a scenario, because we were looking at this as a zigzag, another double zigzag right over here in an X. And there's 2 scenarios that could happen here based on that WXY, right, which was a triangle, forming a triangle here, very choppy, right, form a triangle and then break out, or form a flat. Now, this is not usually my favorite scenario, but it's what happened, okay? This right over here was one scenario that we mentioned on yesterday's live stream, just a few hours before we had the news coming out, right? We love the news. We don't know what's going to happen. We're going to dump and pump, right? Interest rate cut, what the heck, you know? We have technical analysis, we have some plans. So this was one idea where throughout the news, we're getting that movement to the upside to come to the highs of the range of yesterday. So let's just analyze that scenario that we mentioned yesterday. We have to have several plans, and on each plan, there is a trading setup. There is an explanation on each single movement of the price of Bitcoin, and you need to detect where you want to get into that trading setup, right? With very good risk management. Are you going to go aggressive? How much capital? 1 to 3%? Are you going to go with 1%, 3%? Is it looking good? Yesterday, this was one of them, right? We talk about several scenarios, guys, and we need to remain patient to see that price action formation and come to us, come to the level of interest for a trading setup. So let's just go through one of the plans, right? One of the plans, because I had a few plans yesterday. It was either looking for these lows to be swept. Okay, that was one of them. Yeah, if we come down, we form an SFP, I would be interested in a long. This did not happen. There was the triangle setup, right? You know, if we do form a bit of a triangle here, I would be very much interested in trying to long the E wave out of this WXY possibility, right? This is an impulse and we could still be inside of the correction and this finishes right over here. This did not happen. So another scenario was from the highs of yesterday, as we were trading to the downside, we had a movement to the upside, almost hitting the highs, depending on which exchange the highs were hit, and get the leg down to sweep up the lows of the range, guys. I'm just going to get this Picasso drawing and I'm going to take a look at yesterday's stream. This is throughout the news, and this was also mentioned on the stream yesterday. Maybe throughout the news, we create that dump and pump scenario, right? Where we're just climbing up here to the news event. We get a dump to sweep up the lows that we formed yesterday, right? Can you see this scenario? You can check it out. We also mentioned on the news that we might create that volatility to create this flat movement, right? So let's just take a look at the price action, right? This is the price action that we mentioned yesterday. We were trading round about this zone and we were looking at the possibility of coming up to the highs and coming down to the lows to form a flat, because that was one scenario that could happen in this area. Okay, either come down to the lows, either form a triangle, or either form a flat. These are a few of the scenarios that you had to have in your trading book, which I had in my trading book. I was knowing exactly what I wanted to see, and that was one of them right over here. Move up, get to the highs of today. Get the movement down. This was throughout the news, guys. So it doesn't matter the news, guys. We have a trading plan. Form a double bottom because you're forming that flat scenario here. Eventually, you're looking for the lows to be taken. And that is exactly what happened right over here, as you can see. And this was your longing entry, and your target zone is to get to the highs. And this is why I entered that long position exactly as we got the reaction from the lows, jumping in on that trade right over here at the 101,700, 800 range, right after the double bottom, realizing that that reaction is good for that flat to claim the highs. And that is the trade that I got into yesterday, waiting patiently for the reaction from the lows right there as we were having the news, and locking some pretty nice profits on that day trade, because that was one of the plans that we were waiting for, right? So this is what we do, right? We create several scenarios that could happen, and we trade one of the scenarios that happens, right? Because eventually not all of the scenarios are going to happen, right? You're probably going to have just one scenario happening out of 4 plans that you have. So this is one of them, guys. And we talked about this could happen exactly as the news comes out. Create that, you know, pump and dump and then pump, giving you that entry zone as we sweep up the lows, guys. You know, it is on the charts. It is, you know, that plan is on the chart right over here. This is the exact scenario, and your entry zone is as you sweep the low, because we're looking for WXY in a flat right there and get the gigantic pump to basically break out to the highs. That was a pretty interesting scenario that played out very, very nicely, right? Now, this is eventually why I longed that level right over here, okay? And I'm really speculating on a short position right now, okay? With very good risk management, and I'm going to explain why throughout this live stream, okay? You know, analyzing the waves, the choppiness, the volume, right? We got a bit of volume here. Volume is decreasing compared to this movement up. So, you know, what the heck is going on? I have to say, I got stopped out. Very good stop loss, okay? Because this was another scenario that we need to talk about all of the scenarios, guys. There's no sugarcoating and there's no hiding here, all right? You know, if we get stopped out, and this was a break-even stop loss. If you do take a look at the level of confluence that we were looking at yesterday, it was basically the fixed volume profile from this range, right? You got the fixed volume profile, you got a high volume node from this zone, which was broken out pretty nicely. So I'm a little bit in doubt if this is a successful breakout. We're just going to get a few more pushes to the upside. Local double tops. Local double tops here is I'm in for local double tops here, and I'll explain why with basically the waves, the momentum, the timing, the volume, right? Just give a bit of that explanation, see if anybody can, you know, really follow up on this scenario. But this was a good short position, right? Let's leave it that way. This was a good short entry swing failure pattern from the highs. We did get a rejection of round about $500-600, $700, right, at the lows. You know, this zone did get a reaction, right? It was the reaction level. It was also mentioned on the video update. If you enter a trade setup in this zone, which I did, you are entering literally, this is the guideline, guys, you know, just so you get the idea. Just so you get the idea, this is the guideline. The guideline that was mentioned yesterday, hitting the golden pocket from the high to the lows, right? Perfect zone of reaction, and the overall plan on this level, you know, the reaction was there. However, the price consolidated and got a breakout, so just in the last couple of hours. So you can see how that high right there, you know, is getting the reaction. The price is not managing to break through, and you're getting those corrections. You're trying to get the movement down. However, the price in the end got the breakout. So you should no longer be in that short position from down here, because you're above big levels of resistance that are kind of flipping into support. So why would you want to hold a short position in this area, right? Unless you're getting into new ones with good risk management at higher levels. You know, you just take the hits, but you overall the hit, well, it's basically paying some fees, right? Nothing too serious, because your entry zone is literally this, right? Your entry zone is literally the SFP. You're trying to get in at the best level possible and managing risk, and you can be quite defensive with your stop loss, right? Your stop loss is extremely small for this situation. You know, you could have several attempts right there. The price has been dropping down, right? A few $100s, but it ended up breaking out, right? So you're no longer that interested in being in that short position. Why would you hold that position expecting a reversal, right? It's just not worth it, right? What if the price does manage to push through to $107,000, $108,000? You'll be holding a trade that you should not be into, right? You should not be in that trade. So overall, risk management is the most important thing in trading, guys. You know, if you don't get your risk management well, then if you don't get it right, you will end up losing, without a doubt. This is a losing game for people that do not manage risk, and they are greedy and they hope for reversals and all of that stuff. You're going to get wrecked. It's just part of the game, right? Many need to lose so I can win, and maybe you can win as well, right? So overall, let's talk about the different scenarios here that I am looking at, because this is right now an area that I'm either interested in double tops or hit this high for a short position, right? Because long position, you know, we long from lower, and the price is getting choppy. There's no major swing longs, good day trade longs here, in my opinion, even though if the price does squeeze out here and goes to $108,000, $9,000. There's no major very, very good level to long, unless you're long in here, you know, possibly the resistance support flip right over here. You got that high that is basically flipping into support, just keeping it very basic and easy, right? You got a resistance, support flip at the moment going on. But the question is, can this resistance support flip get up to the highs and go to higher levels? So is it kind of worth for me to get into this long, right? Stop loss has to be kind of beneath the level of support. There's not much to do here about that, stop loss. So, I mean, this is an acceptable long trade, but you cannot put a stop loss here. If you're targeting the highs, it's a one-to-one trade. So it's kind of, your stop loss, you need to put it behind the wall of resistance and just try and follow the momentum to the upside. So overall, if you're not long from lower, right, from this area, as mentioned, yesterday, the different possibilities, it is pretty hard, guys, because, I mean, me as an experienced trader, I have these levels in my mind. I have the analysis that are in my mind, just like yesterday, right? There's several scenarios, and I'm going to be ready to jump in as like a sniper, right? Because I know exactly what the price could do, and depending on what it does, I will enter the trade, right? So we want to get ready a few different scenarios again in this live stream, right? We want to get them ready, talk about what could happen and what are the different trading opportunities that I do see on the chart, right? So if you do like that idea, I need you to absolutely destroy the like button, guys. If you do enjoy the content, looking for the setups, the educational, right, movements, people are, man, today's live stream is under 500 viewers for the moment. This is absolutely insane. This is insane. I've gone on a live stream a little bit late today, so maybe some other people are, I don't know. But overall, people are losing interest, which, what can I say? Bitcoin dump, 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗁 says, okay, Bitcoin dump. It's not dumping for the moment. Will it dump? Possibly yes. Possibly yes. TA, please, on Polygon Matic, says 𝗖𝗵𝗂𝗿𝗫. Yeah, we're going to do Bitcoin first of all. As always, guys, the first 30-minute, 40-minute of the stream, we need to really analyze what is going on with Bitcoin, because there is a huge bullish case scenario, which is basically, 1, 2, and we're just forming that third wave formation, and it's going to be very explosive, and we are going to continue to the upside, right? And there is the level, there is the scenario that, we are looking for the price to potentially top out very, very soon as a three-wave move in a kind of an ABC here, right? The most bullish one is that you're in the third wave, and this is going to get explosive, which I think has the lowest probability. I think we're looking for a kind of a correction reversal at some point between today and tomorrow. And that has to do a little bit with the power of this move, right? The power of this move has to be a little bit more explosive for me to believe that this is a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 should be absolutely ripping. We should be getting close to all-time high if this is a wave 3, right? The fact that we're not ripping here throughout the last 24 hours is telling me, yeah, this is likely going to be a three-wave structure. We're going to get a kind of a correction, okay? So what are the levels that I am looking at? Well, let's go through the comment section. We're going to go through the analysis right away, legends. Alt season starts in 2 days, legends. I hope so. I mean, some altcoins are doing pretty good. I'm happy with ICP. ICP is getting a bit of a reversal sign right now. Many different altcoins, right? Rune is one of them that I bought some Rune, guys, at this zone, at the low $2 range, because I think there is a massive recovery. This is still an awesome project. They just had some issues with a new, a new thing that they put out, right, based on lending, and they paused withdrawals. But overall, the swap, interoperability swap, works perfectly and is very profitable with the fees. So this is still a very, very good project. Rune, it just had a major correction throughout the last few weeks, and I think it's touching base right now. It is touching base. I would love to see Rune kind of bottom out and go sideways for a few weeks, but I'm very much aware that this is very close to the low in my opinion, and it could even get a little bit of a V-shaped kind of momentum in the next coming days. So I am happy to buy some Rune here as an investment, right? This is no, there's no swing trades here. I'm basically buying a bunch and just leaving the bag for the next few months, because we are hitting the accumulation zone here from 2022 and 2023, which is a lot of volume right there. It would be rare to see the price action here get beneath this zone, okay? It is risky because they have had some issues, okay? It is a risky bet here, but man, this correction is, this is a big discount, so I'm happy to scoop up some room. Anyway, we'll be doing some analysis on some altcoins, right? I would say, yes, lots of these altcoins have come to buying zones from September, October, November of last year, before we got that little pop, right, in between November and December. Lots of them have corrected most of that pump, right? The Trump pump, as they say, back in November. Lots of them have retraced the entire Trump pump and even gone below those levels. So I have to say, accumulation on some altcoins on this pullback, not a bad idea, guys. We do not want to buy the pumps. We want to buy the pullbacks. Anyway, I don't need to like the stream because I already did, says Alec. Absolute legend, Alec, right over there. I don't need to like the stream because I already did. What a legend. What a legend. Okay, seems like notification did not go out. Due to notification not working. This is probably why I'm not getting too many views today, which is, it's a pity, man. 500 views. Wow, we were just close to the 1,000. Usually on the streams the last few days. It's gone down big time. Maybe the timing, I don't know. But anyway, low energy new moon yesterday. New moon. Number 100 likes, says Faris. Absolute legend, my man. Much love to you. Can you analyze Solana? We'll be taking a look at some altcoins after Bitcoin. 148 likes only, says Aditya. That like button will go up, I'm very sure. I got your notification, Andy, says Alec. Absolutely awesome. I have a long order around the point of control. Long order around that point of control. I guess it's this one right over here. This point of control of this range that we did form last week. I have to say, this is quite choppy momentum, right? Trying to short right now this big uptrend is challenging, right? It is definitely challenging, and you need to manage your risk like a sniper, right? Like an absolute legend. You need to manage risk if you're trying to short this uptrend, guys, okay? Overall, on yesterday's stream, we were confident that we were going to get above the highs of the range. That was the overall plan, that we were going to break above $104,000 despite whatever correction happens, right? Whatever correction happens in this zone, we're either looking for that triangle, we're either looking for a flat. The flat is what happened. This is why I longed right over here. Epic long, by the way, just with the news, right? This is, but regardless, with the news, your stop loss is beneath that low, right? The stop loss is beneath that low. And this is something that I was ready for. I was ready for this flat to jump into that epic long right there, which was one of the overall plans yesterday, right? We move up to the highs of the range, we move back down. That is your end of the flat, and we're looking to jump up and get an epic pumpy of a few $1,000s, which happened very, very nicely with the news, right? Getting that extra push to the upside, which was absolutely beautiful. So very happy with that long trade exactly from that scenario, guys. There's no random trades here mentioned on the channel. That long trade that I managed to get over $3,000 was this one right over here that was talked about, okay? And I know a lot of people get bored. A lot of people like, why so many scenarios? Why so? Because the price action is going to move on could move in different scenarios, right? So we're going to talk about several ones, right? The one that happens, the one you get in. So yeah, let's just focus right away with the technical analysis, okay? So I'm actually quite interested in a potential double top here locally, and I'm going to explain why. With this movement up, we are looking at this to actually be, that wave 1 or that wave A, right? This is a wave that has 5 waves. right? Because we analyze this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a contracting move, right? That's what makes more sense with this movement. Yesterday, throughout Tuesday and Wednesday, we had the zigzag right there. Now, we were analyzing this zigzag saying, you know, it would be rare to finish this correction here. I mean, this correction for me personally finished right over here. So all of this is part of that correction in that WXY, right? That was explained. So this is the correction, and this is the start of the movement of the next leg to the upside. That is in my opinion, okay? So what is interesting, what is this? A wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, this is going to rocket, right? If this had to be a wave 3, we need to see a little bit of better price action that is actually, you know, gaining some steam and, you know, get a big pump with high volume. I'm not too convinced with that. I'm not too convinced. What I do see here happening is possibly another contracting move. For me, the wave possibly has finished here. Now, you know, I do have my doubts on, you know, is this, you know, an ABC move, right? Is it a 3-wave move, just like the one that we had here the last couple of weeks, which is eventually, you know, they're pretty confident in this scenario that this was a 3-waver, right? This is not impulsive. The price is going to be heading to all-time highs very, very likely in the, you know, next coming days or weeks, because this is corrective. You know, my question is right now, after this correction, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We're moving up pretty aggressively, and we should be in that 3rd wave if that were to be the case. I'm not too convinced that this is a 3rd wave. I don't see the extreme bullish case scenario having high probability at the moment. So I need to lean on the side that, yeah, maybe we do form a 3-wave structure here, and we are going to correct, you know, in the next couple of days. So I'm leaning on, you know, I got into the long yesterday. You know, I longed, I made some profits. There's no big swing longs that I can day trade swing longs here for me to take. There's some little scalps, okay? But I'm more interested in the short, I have to be honest, right? I'm more interested in a short that could drop a few $1,000s, right? To make some profits, just like the movement up here of a few $1,000s. So I don't see much steam here happening, right? If I want to get into a long, can we realistically get a bounce here, get a move of $2,000, $3,000? I just don't quite see it. So I don't like the long position on these little pullbacks, because I don't see, you know, I want to maximize the profits and the projections, which I don't see at the moment. So I'm overall more interested in looking for shorts in this area. Now, when we do zoom in on this movement, we need to analyze the power of the move, right? We got the news event, which brought a dump and then a pump, right? Forming that latest flat scenario. And now I need to go with the next move. So we got the pump, and let's go to the lower time frames, 3-minute time frame. And I really want to analyze, you know, this momentum to the upside. So from this pivot, we got a significant leg here to the upside. What is interesting about this move is that you can count a beautiful 5-wave impulse, guys, on the 1 minute. I mean, really, really nice one, right? You can see from the lows, right? You can see how the price moves up, correction, big leg up in that 3rd wave, zigzag, 5th wave. This is a classic, really beautiful 5-wave move to the upside. You have your wave 1, which is very small. You got your wave 3 being the most explosive, and a zigzag correction in your wave 4, longer than your wave 2, and then the 5th wave, which, you know, ends up with a larger corrective move. So really, really nice. Really, I mean, this is like the beautiful, nice, impulsive move. So what happens next is what I'm interested in here, right? What happens next is what I am interested in, which is going to make the extreme bullish case scenario a possibility, which is a double 1-2 here. We have a 1-2, 1-2, and now we should be in the formation of a 3rd wave. I'm not leaning on this scenario, but I really understand that it could happen, which we're just forming the first wave 1 from your wave 3. Bam, and now you're going to get a massive wave 3 here, wave 4, wave 5, and that is literally a big wave happening in the next coming hours. It is possible. However, I'm not leaning very much on that possibility. I'm not leaning on that probability that much. I do see this very choppy. I do see the volume decreasing. I mean, this was, the fact that we got high volume here on this breakout it's pretty convincing, because this volume kicked in to break out the point of control of this range, right? That little spike of volume literally was to break the point of control and break the highs, right? To get a nice spike up. Is this a fake out? Are we ready for the correction? We are at the value area high. This is also what is providing resistance. One of the reasons as well to look for local double tops in this zone, based on this scenario that I'm going to explain right away. So let's just zoom in on the lower time frames, legends. And, I'm going to go right away with, what is another possibility. We never like contracting diagonals as much, right? We never like them. They're very confusing. They're very choppy. And we did have one right over here, right? We did have that contracting move right over here. It gets very choppy. You got your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 with a double top. Beautiful double top, by the way, here. Got into this short. And then the correction. We never like them too much, right? Could this be a possibility that is happening here? Absolutely, yes. It could be the case. However, it's not too contracting, as you can see, right? We almost, matter of fact, we don't have much room here to go to higher levels, right? Could it be a possibility? We should really not create another high, because then you're looking at something more, an expanding move, right? Being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this being expanding. However, there is a scenario, there is a situation here with the expanding move that your wave 3 is going to be the smallest wave, and that is, we could not have that, right? We could not have a smaller wave 3. Your wave 1 should be the smallest, right? In the case of an expanding move. So we could not go much higher, right? And if you take a look at the measurement, your wave 1 here is the longest, just like this wave 1 right over here. Well, actually the wave 3 did manage to be a slightly longer, but your wave 1 here in this case is the longest wave, right? This one right there. If we're counting this as a possibility of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we should be pulling back, sweeping up the lows. The fact that the wave 5 cannot be longer than your wave 3, because your wave 1 is the longest, we don't have much room to go to higher levels, right? If we do take a look at the length, looking at the Fibonacci extension from the pivot low of this wave to the pivot high to the low, there is a bit of room. There is a bit of room from this high. We can literally not get to the $107,000, right? That is not allowed. We cannot hit the $107,000 if we are speculating that this is a contracting move, right? Where you have 5 waves here to the upside. So local double tops is a possibility locally here. Also, if we do get up there, I will possibly look for an attempt here if we do create that local double top, which my target zone will be basically sweeping up the lows here. So in my opinion, this is a very much acceptable scenario. Just like this double top right over here that I entered into a short because of the same reason. You have the same reason. You got a contracting move right over here that could double top, and you get a pullback and you break down the support. So it's kind of the same pattern that I kind of want to speculate that is happening here throughout the last 24 hours. And this has to do with a 3-wave move. I mean, if this were to be the end, we would not only just look at a sweep of the lows, we would be looking at a much larger pullback in the next coming days if this were to be the end of a three-wave move up. So I want to try and be in that short position, right? I want to try and get in at the highest level possibles with good risk management. And, you know, this double top locally that's happened a few hours ago, you know, is a kind of a moment that you want to start looking for a double top right there. You know, if you get stopped out, you know, pay some fees, I would attempt another one right there. And it has to do with this same scenario that's happened just a few days ago, where you're forming a three-wave structure. So I want to be in that short. You want to short at the highest level possible, manage risk accordingly, get into the local double top. So if the price were to move up in the next coming hours, you got two possibilities after testing the highs. You break out successfully, or you test it and you double top. If you double top, your entry is right over here on the rejection. If you do not double top, there's no short to be taken. Higher we go, right? Unless you are in longs from lower, then eventually, you know, you don't want to, I don't want to long here as we're moving up, eventually breaking the local highs. It's just not a possible trade for me. So, you know, that's one scenario. This could be an end of a three-wave move. It's very, very possible. The fact that we have decreasing volume, I mean, this is a news volume, right? This volume was created with the news, so I never like to take a look at the volume when we've had that news. But the fact that we have, you know, you could arguably discuss it is decreasing volume from this pivot. So there is a volume divergence. However, it's news related, so it's not too reliable in that way. Shall we leave it, right? It's not that reliable. So, hey, the next level, guys, and if you've just joined the stream based on yesterday's scenarios, we explained it the first 10 minutes, okay? This was an acceptable level to short. You got great risk management. We did get the reaction move down. However, the price broke out. You no longer want to be in that short, right? You either stopped out at, you know, break even, paying a bit of fees, or a minor loss. You don't want to be in that short anymore, okay? That's invalidated. You basically got above that level in the end after the reaction. You got above it, you're not interested. You don't want to hold on to that short. We could blast through here to all-time high tonight. We don't know. So it's all about the risk management. If the price does not create a double top here, and as mentioned, I'm really not too interested in long in here, guys. If this is a three-wave structure right over here, if this is a three-wave structure, just like this is a three-wave structure right over here, the fact of getting into short positions here is not an option for me, right? Unless you're getting into a local double top, which was this case right over here, right? And you're analyzing the lower time frames. There's no big major shorts here to speculate that we're going to go down to 94, 93 or $90,000. It's not an option here based on the bounce, right? What if this is a three-waver? Now, you know, this is the same explanation right over here. You know, hey, why would I want to get into some longs here to speculate that all-time high will happen tomorrow, or you know, or at least get to 108, 109,000, which could be the case. But I'm leaning on the possibility that maybe, you know, I was bullish yesterday. I'm not that bullish today. As a scalper day trader, I am very much aware of a correction happening, right? So you need to be very, very careful, because, you know, we could be wrong on some scenarios. But if you're wrong, you want to get stopped out and move on, right? Move to the next trade. So, you know, I'm going to keep it very, very simple in a nutshell here. The other short scenarios that I would be interested in here is a local double top based on the possibility that we could be finishing the fifth wave here. We're still probably in that fifth wave. Very similar Similar, not the same, but similar to this. You're forming another contracting move, and you're forming that zigzag. So we could be topping out on a fifth wave here if this analysis is correct. Whether it's correct or not, we manage risk, because I don't want to hold a short position if we are trading, if we blast through to $109,000, $110,000. I don't want to be in that short. I want to be out. So this is why our stop losses are minor. They are minor. You pay extremely low fees on the stop losses. So we've had a local double top already locally here, and I'm in a very small short position already because of that, with very good risk management because of this explanation. You know, what if this is a 5-waiver move? That's the main reason why. So, I'm speculating on this scenario. This is not getting wrecked. It's managing risk very, very well. Even though if the price breaks out here, we're managing risk, right? So if the price does come back up and claim those highs, because there is something disturbing on the chart, we do have the some pretty intense volume here. Sorry, not volume, some liquidation above the highs from today. And I'm really thinking that we could actually squeeze out there. However, there's larger volume at 104, 103,000, okay? That larger volume, larger liquidity. But I think looking at the liquidity heat map, there is a spike of volume there, 50, 60, right around about 100, over 100 million in short liquidation. So I do see that possibility of getting a wick up, right, above the local highs to just sweep up that last little bit of liquidity that we do have where we have this red box. So I am happy to speculate on a short if we create the double top. Remember, I am shorting late. I'm not shorting on the highs. I'm shorting on the rejection. Just like yesterday's long trade, I didn't get the perfect long entry. I waited for the price to bounce back up, right? One of the yesterday's scenarios was speculating on a WXY right over here, and on the Y structure to form this flat right over here. Sweep up the lows. This is your zone where you can get into a long, and your stop loss is at the low. This is the exact scenario that was mentioned yesterday, one of the scenarios, of course. And with these scenarios, we talk about long on the double bottom. If we double bottom here, I'm longing after the double bottom. And that's the long trade that I got into here that, managed to make some pretty good profits in the last 24 hours, right? Over $3,000 on that day trade, which is absolutely awesome. And you can see the entry point right there. Not a perfect entry, but entering on the bounce after sweeping up the lows. Guys, remember, if you are interested in trading Weeks, I'm absolutely loving Weeks. You do have a great bonus down below. You just need an email and a password. No documentation. You got $20,000 deposit bonus and 50% fee reduction only using my link down below. Okay, it's the second link down below. Check out Weeks, guys, with that 50% fee reduction, which is absolutely awesome for those scalpers out there. So let's just talk about, the overall bullish, the extreme bullish case scenario is, nothing of this happens, right? This is not a 3-wave structure, and we are not going to correct down in the next coming days. And this is extremely bullish. Well, what I can see here is, on this movement up and this correction is either a double 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and you should be already on the formation of your third wave, which is just forming your first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right, that all of that ends up being your third wave, which should literally be getting close to all-time high. Because if this is not going to move like this, then I have to say this is gonna start losing steam, right, and reversing soon, which very much looks like it. However, we can always be wrong eventually. And what if this is a double 1-2 and you're just forming the 1-2 of your third wave right now, and this is going to absolutely explode? 1-2 1-2 3 4-5 4-5, right? You want to be cautious because that could definitely happen. That's why local double tops is an option. Local double tops is an option just in case that the 3-wave structure analysis is correct, because if it is correct, we will be going down a few $1,000s in the next coming days. One level that I do like, if we do break out from the local highs, I mean, we are getting resistance, guys, as well from the value area high, which is interesting, right, from this zone. Right, you could arguably discuss you take the price action from the last 2 days, or you don't, for that value area high. But it's the value area high basically from the last week's price action in this, you basically got in a big range, right? So that value area high is what it's providing resistance at the moment, right? And if this is a zigzag move, this is the zone that the price could potentially top out. If we get that breakout from the local highs, I am a little bit concerned of that double 1-2 1-2 3, right? And this just ends up being a 1-2 3, and we're absolutely exploding to all-time high. I mean, that's the most bullish case scenario. So you really need to be careful with shorts. You need to know exactly where you want to enter local double tops. And I would be very skeptical about this short position right over here, because I absolutely love this level. It is awesome. I would really consider it as a scalp. You got 2 pivot highs here, lower highs from last week. And we know these pivot lower highs get a reaction. Look at this. We got the reaction right over here. It just moved a few $100s, but it's a reaction level. The fact that we do have the 7/8 Fibonacci from all-time high to the pivot low of Monday, at that level, the 7/8 Fibonacci from all-time high to the Monday low, with these 2 lower highs, and this second lower high did not claim this lower high, so it just leaves it as a really juicy wick level, right? Liquidity grab. It's without a doubt a level where the price could jump up and jump down. I'm interested in a scalp, but I would take it as a scalp because I am concerned of this right being the top right there and getting a larger pullback. Just being aware of the most bullish case scenario, double 1-2, boom, 3 4 5. What if we do blast off here and we just get a small reaction and a small pullback? It's one of those short trades that I love the level. It's an awesome level for a reaction. I'm just concerned of the power of the pullback here. So I would really, really be defensive, and I would take it as a scalp short. And I'm looking at the session Vwap, right? The session Vwap as a TP1 zone. The session Vwap as your first take profit one. If we do break through here, it's you got your Vwap that's climbing up. We know Vwap provides support, been providing support today very, very nicely. It would be your first take profit zone, and it would still be a move of maybe $1,000 to $1,500. But that would be your TP1 without a doubt. That would be a TP1 without a doubt. And if you do start rejecting here, you're already making a 1.5 to 1 risk to reward. Stay defensive with this movement. I'm concerned of the price, being in a third wave. It is concerning that we could be in a third wave here formation, which doesn't look like it, but overall, it's just level to level, guys. Level to level. Be defensive. Manage risk. If we can scratch some dollars off the market, absolutely wonderful. Let's go through the comment section regarding long trades, right? Regarding long trades, I mean, we were absolutely, we wanted to long yesterday. The overall plan of yesterday was looking for longs. And it was either double zigzag right there, sweep up the lows, triangle, or flat. We had the flat. We had the flat on the news. Check out yesterday's stream, guys, because this was on minute 45, talking about this could happen throughout the news. Because what happens? You get a pump and dump or a dump and pump in the news, right? You get volatility. So volatility in the news is great for a flat. It's just, it played out perfectly throughout yesterday's one of the possible predictions. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's knowing 3-4 options that you have and trade one of the options. And the option of yesterday of sweeping up those lows and getting a flat scenario, I was extremely bullish on this, realizing that we are going to get above $104,000, which we did. And this is why I entered that long trade that played out absolutely beautifully and banked several $1,000s. So very, very nice trade. The entry was not really good. I entered a little late on this move, but it was the plan overall to look for that flat scenario, one of the options, and that option was the one to be traded. So regarding longs here, guys, I have to say it's just not a, there could be some scalp longs in this area. I mean, we are just flipping these levels of resistance into support. It's just not a zone that I would that I feel not happy to long. I'm more interested in shorting, realizing the possibility of a larger pullback of a few $1,000s. So more interested in the shorts. There's no quick long position for me here. If you longed the resistance support flip from this high, you are looking for the highs to be taken. You just hit the golden pocket right there with that wick. A little movement of $400-500. I mean, if you want to try and long the lows here, it's just, for me, it's really not an option. It's not an option right now for me. Just aware of a larger pullback after the nice move that we got. So not too interested in longs, guys. There's no real good long positions for me. Whoops, sorry, in this area. This is not a swing failure pattern that I would long. The Vwap is not a level that I would long. I'm aware of the price really dipping down below this area. So there's no nice long positions on a pullback here, because we could have finished here a 5-wave move. We could have finished a 5-wave move here. And yeah, it's just I just have no longs here locally. Okay, so I'm more interested in the shorts, and the short options here is local double tops, which we did have one just a few hours ago. We did get a local double top right over here. There you have it. You do have a local double top, and this local double top does come with a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibility. You got a 5-wave move up here, and the 5th wave forming that double top. So, and what you do have here is the price action forming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the 5th wave, I can zoom in on the lower time frame, and I can see that these micro wave 1s right there, and then the 3 with high volume, and then you get the 4 and the 5th wave for the double top, which is just a 5-wave move up. And eventually, if you are counting this scenario, you have to say, okay, this could be very close to topping out, right? So that's the main reason of this local double top short in a nutshell, right? Keeping it simple, keeping it easy. So yeah, I'm not too sure if we will move up from here. This does look very bull flaggy, right? Very, very, very bullish pennant, right? I'm not too convinced about this bullish pennant unless we're forming crazy bullish CVD divergence, which is not the case. It is not the case that we are forming bullish CVD divergence, unfortunately. Far away from forming bullish CVDs from this pivot low. Lots of longs entering here. Lots of longs entering here. 24 million longs just on Bybit with that leg up. I don't know. Long in resistance. Long in here, major high. This is not... Yeah. More interested in shorts, have to say. Anyway, let's go right away through the comment section, guys. Keeping it easy peasy for the viewer, guys. I'm not sure if you get the analysis, the point. We are holding support. I am not personally longing from this area. If you want to long because you believe that this resistance will flip as support successfully and you're just sweeping up the local lows and you're going to come up to the highs again, manage risk. I'm not getting into this long. It's a stop loss situation as well. Where should I put stop loss? Nah. You know, anyway, let's go right away through the comment section. That's enough Bitcoin. I don't see any immediate long positions in this range, guys. Longs should have been taken from yesterday. Yesterday was the longing stream. Today's the shorting stream. Local double top is, unless you got into this double top or a double top here, I would consider it a possibility. And if you do squeeze out, it might be looking very bullish. It might be looking very, very bullish. You get a massive leg up here. But a good scalp short level is that 7/8 Fibonacci from all-time high to the pivot low, which you are basically looking for an SFP from these two pivot highs, right? It's just crystal clear, as you can see. Anyway, let's go right away through comment section. I need you, legends, to absolutely destroy that like button. And it's time for comment section. Let's go. Aditya, my man, my brother, thanks for giving the support as moderator. As always, gold star. Hey. Just had to rewatch some of Devil's expert analysis. I seem to be late on every live stream recently. No worries, my man. No worries. Let's see how many likes we can get on the stream. Because, and if you haven't checked out yesterday's stream on the different possibilities, ay, mamma mia. Woo! So good, guys. I know some people might think it's Chinese, and I understand that. Most will leave. Most will leave trading, and they'll say, this is too complicated. There's too many scenarios. I don't know how to manage risk. I'm out. I'm going to follow some moon boy. Jump into a long position with me right now as we break this trend line. But you know, guys, you will get wrecked if you do trade like that with no proper plans. So we look at several scenarios that could play out. And hiya, this scenario, guys, played out really nice. Really nice. Really nice. Super nice. A flat throughout the news. Boom. We got it. And this brought an epic long trade. Epic long trade, legends. So if you're new to the channel, stick around. I hope that you do learn a lot. That was the flat here yesterday. This was the Picasso drawing right over here from yesterday, that this could happen throughout the news. And you are looking for that long entry right over here. It's so good to create these trading plans and just realize how the price action moves, man. I've been taking a look at Bitcoin for over 7 years now. Every single day I take a look at the chart of Bitcoin since 2018, guys. There hasn't been one day that I haven't been looking at the chart and studying the exact movements of Bitcoin on how it moves. Seriously. So this is why we come with some different several ideas and plans and trading setups with good risk management. And this is what you get. It's, you know, if you put your heart and soul into it, you are going to become very profitable. I can tell you that. So anyway, and I hope you do find the education. I hope you do see the value and you see sometimes how the things play out on the chart, which is absolutely golden. And, you know, we talk about a few scenarios and check which one played out with the entry point and stop loss and target zone. Because if this flat, you can watch the stream, guys. If this flat were to happen, we talk exactly where to enter, where's your stop loss, and we're targeting the highs here, which is a move of several $1,000s. Anyway, the explanations are there. I'm addicted too, says Ryan. It's awesome, especially when you see it play out. And me as a, you know, as a cryptocurrency analyst, Bitcoin analyst, basically, I don't do altcoins. I'm horrible at altcoin analysis. Only when we form bottom formations, right? Or the selling pressure is exhausted. I have to say, I have to be honest, I'm not a good altcoin analyst. If I focus on one, which in this bull run has been Chainlink, which has played out really as expected, then yes. But when we do the live streams and we do 5-minute analysis, we can try and detect a few things, but the leading one to do analysis is Bitcoin, without a doubt. You know, I know Bitcoin since 7 years ago on the chart. So, and yeah, it's really nice to be addicted because you can become very good at this and really absolutely rip it, guys. You know, have it as a career, have it as a trade, and do day trading and just remain patient. Create some plans, guys. Create some plans and trade those plans that you create based on a realistic point of view of analysis. Because the long trade that was mentioned, you know, possible scenario, because there's several that could happen. There is a reason behind this trade, as we had the news yesterday. There is a reason that I want to speculate on a short right there, and it has to do with this being the end of a correction and this being a 5-wave move in a possible very, very squeezed contracting, very, very limited right there. And local double tops is an option here. So, I mean, there's reasons behind every single trade, and not because the money flow is coming in and I'm going to jump into a random long, right? Or the RSI is overbought, so I should enter a short, right? None of that nonsense, guys. I don't use any of that because I think it's a bunch of crap, in my personal opinion, right? So anyway, you can use as many things as you want. I'm showing with you what works for me, right? Which is a combination of confluence levels with using Elliott wave theory eventually. And you know, we have Vwap, which can bring us to some, you know, profit target zones, just in case you know, I'm not too sure about a trade. Because if I'm not sure about a trade based on the potential of an explosive bullish move, then I know it's a good level of confluence. But when I analyze the potential of a 112 in it, if it does form a third wave and it rips here, I'm in doubt. You know, if we do get a small reaction, I would be very defensive, right? So you need to build up some defensive plans as well, even though it's a major level, right? Because this level that was mentioned yesterday was absolutely beautiful, and the price did get a reaction. This level right over here, this lower high, we had the point of control, right? A possible breakout. I mean, this did maintain as support. Well, I mean, yeah, you know, we're looking at that swing failure pattern hitting the golden pocket, right, from the high to the low, and it did react. However, Vwap was a beast. Vwap was support. This is why Vwap is an important take profit zone or be defensive. Look how, you know, if I say an SFP level is a very good level, and you do get the reaction, and you look at the Vwap. Vwap is the first major initial level of support, and it got supported and it broke out. So if I'm in doubt of a level based on a massive bullish case scenario that could happen, which I don't think is likely, but you need to consider it. If I'm looking at this as the 7/8 Fibonacci and a beautiful 2 lower highs for a liquidity grab and a pullback, the Vwap is going to be a first TP1, or if it's too small of a position, just be defensive and see what happens. See if you do break the VWAP. Because we got this reaction from this lower high, and VWAP is a problem because it supports most of the times, and it did provide that support today after getting that reaction, right? So you know the deal, right? And all that I explain is on the charts, right? It's there. So you would say, why are you saying the VWAP this was a TP1? You know, why would you? It's because it's literally, if you SFP from this level, VWAP is going to be a problem, which was a problem today. It's going to be support, and it was support. So same explanation. If you SFP from this level, VWAP is going to be a problem. VWAP will be a problem because it might bounce from that level. Anyway, let's go through comment section now. Yes, guys, hopefully you do enjoy the education. Smash up the like button for the educational content. Let's get some stuff out of the chart here. And it's time to see some altcoins, right? The levels here on Bitcoin, the analysis on possible scenarios. If this ends up being a three-wave structure, which is very possible, I think we're going to see a little bit of a cool off, guys, in the next coming days. So it's very much a possibility. Don't question why did it happen. It's just all on the charts. If it does get a little bit of a cool off in the next coming days, it's because it's very possible that it could happen, because we've had a three-wave move up here, and this third wave looks very much like a C wave, and it's looking very choppy. So if it does come down, it's kind of, you know, a high probability that it could happen. Let's go through comment section. First of all, let's see how many likes we do have, legends, because if the like button, oh my goodness, let's get to 400 likes at least. Come on, boys. Hey, girls, let's go. If we look at scenarios here, education, I need a bit of support on the like button, guys. No. We are back. We are back. I know when I leave, I do get 10, 20 likes. So this is why I do it on the streams, guys. It might sound like, you know, this dude, he suddenly pisses off for 10 seconds. But it does work. It's kind of when I go up and, you know, like button, it does work. So it's a strategy of mine right now. So you need to forgive me. Anyway, let's go. Love the education. Juk, please, sir. Right, let's take a look at some altcoins. I got a super chat. Pump the like, says Big Don 25, who was a winner of $500 tether. Congratulations, my man, for the other day on that. Think on joining Legends. What are the benefits? What are the benefits of joining the Legends trading community? We're going to keep it extremely simple here. You have educational videos every single day, and obviously different setups that could happen, not only from myself, from 𝗕𝗏𝗆 that does a live stream every single day from Monday to Friday, early morning. Okay, well, depending on where you are, every single day. You got Bitcoin setups, altcoin setups. We do have Dylan that is providing altcoin analysis and setups. All right. And this is what you get here. Not only that, you have the full modules on how to read the charts, risk management, how to, you know, detect pointer controls, naked pointer controls, daily levels, weekly levels, harmonics. We got a section of harmonics as well, which, you know, is very, very powerful. Elliot wave theory, and obviously how to structure everything, and also with many examples, so you can really learn on how to do this on your own. Apart from the modules, you do get access to the Discord where we do video updates on possible setups. And you got these setups as well provided by Aiden and also Dylan on altcoins. So, I mean, you can join. If you don't like it, you leave, right? There's no more to it, right? So that's what you get. If you want to join the Legends, you have it right there. Aditya is providing the link. You got the first link as well. I mean, you might find it extremely awesome. Maybe it doesn't fit what you're looking for. You know, trading is really adapting to really what you're looking for. And you need to understand the setups as well, which is what I love to do, right? You got the third link down below, guys, you know, if you want to join the Legends trading community. And, I do something similar there, but obviously you get it in advance. And I love explaining the setups. It's just, if there is a trading setup that I talk about, there is an explanation behind it, right? There's a pure solid explanation, just like this one yesterday on the stream, which played out beautifully, right? This is one of the trading plans that was mentioned, and this plan played out very nice through the news that we had. I didn't even stream the news, and it was just a trading plan that we had anyway. So anyway, somebody here said that loves the content, and could you take a look at Jupe? Absolutely. Let's take a look at Jupiter right away on the chart. And that like button is exploding at the moment. That's what I want to see. We're heading up to 400. Jupiter. I think, is this, I'm really not aware of this one. I think it's something on Solana. Is it a DEX on Solana? My man, I need to really, so many, yeah, it is a DEX. It is a swap, basically. On Solana, I'm not sure about the tokenomics, but let's take a look at the chart on Jupiter. Very rangy, very rangy. I think, was this the launch on Jupiter? Let me just confirm here. Yeah, this one literally launched in 2024, and it's been very, very, very rangy. Very, very rangy. But what I do like about this is from the launch, it literally got a small little dip like most of them do, and got a big pump. And this does look very, very corrective. Okay, this really does look like the bottom, right? I mean, this has been a multi-monthly bottom. If this is the pump and this is the correction consolidation, it does look pretty damn good that we've moved up here and we corrected and we did not take out the low. Regardless, if we would have got the low here, I would have considered this being the zigzag, right? Even though it would be extremely long in time, and I would have considered a long, always sweeping a low is a higher time frame low is a long option. But wow, I mean, it is a bit volatile. There's not really solid moves. It's a bit of a pump and dump, right? Because these altcoins, they're just, I have to say, technical analysis is for me a little bit difficult because I just don't know the asset on altcoins. This is a pump and a major dump back down here. But I need to consider, I really need to consider, and I really don't like this. I really don't. Well, yeah, it does look pretty nice if you're considering a WXY, but even though it would be very shallow, it does look pretty 5 wavy. But there is a situation with this 5 wave here to the downside. You got overlap from your wave 1. Your wave 1 is the longest. It doesn't matter. The third wave is not the shortest, which is the 5th wave, but there's overlap right there. So it does really look like that this could be a zigzag right there, and a zigzag right over here, which could be a double zigzag. Not the most beautiful. You would have want a bit of a leg up here, but this does look very 3 wavy, right? Which is obviously a 5th wave. You don't want it to finish. If we consider this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I mean, there's already overlap from the 4 to the 1, so it does look corrective, especially when you look at this movement. You have a 3-wave move on your 5th wave. So, I mean, I'm really considering that this has been corrective, and we've already seen, pretty big steam here just a few days ago on this pump. So, which has got higher volume. You're getting higher volume here. So it does look like we could be building up a 112 here, which is, this has been the end of the correction. You got a massive impulse, a big correction down. And now you are literally building the 3rd wave throughout the next coming days. Big volatility. I mean, this is not easy. You got big volatility. I would really consider I would really consider this being bullish. 1-2, and you got your 1-2 formation here. However, in this 1-2, I would really want to see the price pulling back a little bit more, preferably getting beneath this low. And I'm going to explain why on Jupiter. And this might be an epic long position. If this is a double 1-2, most commonly your wave 2s do retrace down in between 50% and the 7/8 Fibonacci. Was this the correction, you may ask me? Was this the correction? Was this the 1-2 right there? I have to say no. From the start of this movement to the upside, there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There has not been overlap from your wave 1 and your wave 4. And your wave 5 has been an expanding wave 5, right? Which is uncommon, but it does happen. So you can clearly see there's 5 waves, and an expanding 5th wave is possible, just like an expanding wave 1. It is possible as long as your wave 3 is not the shortest, and that is not the case. The shortest wave is your first wave. So this is good. Now, this is very one wavy. This is very one wavy. So this has retraced all the way up to the 0.88 Fibonacci, the 0.9. So it's already considered a flat target zone for your B wave. And if you do hit the 0.88, it increases probability that this high is going to be taken. So this high we are looking at to be taken here on Jupiter. So this chart looks bullish. Well, it eventually looks bullish. You're very heavily uptrending. But I think that if we are considering this a possible flat scenario, I mean, we should be rolling down to sweep up these low. It would be ideal to sweep up this low, and this would be your long entry, because I do see this as a 5-wave move up, and this hitting the 0.88 means that this high has extreme high probability to be taken out. Now, the problem with flats, you could have a running flat. It's very difficult. Preferably you do just sweep up the lows and then you move up. That would be the ideal scenario. So I would remain patient. The price action looks bullish on Jupiter overall. Okay, it does look bullish for the next coming weeks, especially taking out this high. And with the overall analysis, this seems like it is more corrective, and you are starting an impulse here to the upside, and we're gonna start moving up in the next coming days. Question is, how deep can this correction go? And I can give you the best longing level if the price corrects down on Jupiter, which is this low right over here. I'm gonna set some alerts myself, because I will long this if we do create the double bottom. And I mean, this is going, guys, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm taking 5 minutes at least, or 10 when I'm doing some altcoins. But if we want to come with a proper setup, the only thing about this is the flat scenario. Could this be a running flat and you start pumping aggressively? Or could you form a regular flat, which is running flat is the most uncommon flat that there is, very rare. They only happen if the price is very bullish, which could be the case. This might be very bullish on Jupiter and we're going to explode. But ideally, you do sweep up the lows, which is sitting at 95 cents, 94, 95 cents. And if you sweep up these lows, we do have a high probability that this is a double 1-2, just because of the fact as well that we have retraced all the way up here to the 0.9 Fibonacci, which is extremely rare for this to be a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, 5, right? You're going to break down. Highly unlikely that this moves much lower than these lows right over here. And what you're looking at is an epic move to the upside in the next coming days. So this zone is an epic long, guys. You're literally looking at a flat formation right now, and this high to be taken in the next coming days. The question is, can we sweep up this low? Will it be a running flat and it breaks up here? I would remain patient. Running flats are really not a good speculation to get into. unless you're micro counting the lower time frames, and you got a beautiful 5-wave move up here, 5-wave move down, sorry, on the 1 minute, which could be the case. I mean, yeah, 1 minute is going to be a little bit too much. 3 minute, yeah, it could be that you've finished a 5-wave mover here, and you created a running flat, and it's just bottoming out, and you're getting ready to pop. I personally, 2 lower time frames. It is a meme coin. It is an altcoin. I would, yeah. I mean, it could be the case that you're bottoming out here. It's going sideways very beautifully, so there is a chance that this could be a running flat, eh? There is a chance. You're forming sideways momentum for the last 2 days. These highs extremely likely to be taken on Jupiter, and as we could be on the, on the verge of an altcoin season, it's very, very much possible. Anyway, that's the analysis, guys. You can trade Jupiter on Bybit on Weeks. Bybit for me is number one. I absolutely love Bybit. I've been trading there for 7 years right now. But Weeks is a great alternative. Weeks is absolutely golden. You just need an email and a password. You got 50% fee reduction, and obviously the $20,000 deposit bonus. The more you deposit and trade, the more airdrops you're going to get, guys. And what is more attractive, in my opinion, is the 50% fee reduction, guys. Okay, so you have that here with the second link on Weeks, and you just need an email and a password, which is absolutely awesome. We got Bitcoin getting a bit of a movement down right now, and like I mentioned, I'm not too interested in any longs here. This could really be an end of a 3-wave move, and I think we're going to have to remain patient till we see a little bit of more price action and waves tomorrow, because yeah, there's no long positions here. Only interested in shorts on this movement up, as mentioned. Let's go right away, continue through the comment section. I'm in Discord. Very good education and information, says 𝗬𝗫. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, thank you very much for that. Much love. We do give a lot of live streams and setups and scenarios, good risk management. It's all about you learning and managing to fish on your own. If you can be a day trader, right, by the near future, and you can start looking into very solid setups, just like ones that we provide here on different plans, and you can bank, $3,500 in a day trade, right? Then, it's the best job in the world if you know what you're doing. If you do not know what you're doing, like my first 2 years of trading, I'm literally just investigating and really trying something, right? It becomes the worst job, and you can lose a lot of money, and it becomes awful, right? It becomes like it's impossible to be sustainably profitable in trading. You do have that kind of mentality the first couple of years, maybe few months, depending on your education, depending on how serious. And we packed up the education on modules, okay, where you can look at the videos, get your trading plans ready, and we also provide the Discord with updates every single day, right, and possible setups, right? So your learning curve can go much faster. It's all about your learning curve. How fast can you be a sustainable, profitable trader? Can it be 6 months? Can it be 2 years? It all depends on how much effort you do put into it. But once you do get there and you pass that break-even barrier, because your trading career comes as a losing trader. Eventually, the first few months, you are going to lose. You're going to lose, right? You will get into some profitable trades eventually, but you are going to end up losing because you won't manage your risk. Then you get to the break-even stage, and this could take 4 5 months. That would be quick. It could take 1 to 2 years on average, and you'll be a break-even trader. You're going to be into profitable trades and losing trades, profitable trades, losing trades, but your balance will be pretty much in the same zone. Once you break that break-even stage, you become a profitable trader because you learn the mistakes that you do not need to do, which are mentioned here almost every single day, which is not adding to positions. Do not add to positions. If your level, your trading plan for a short has gotten invalidated, you are looking for another setup. As a day trader, right? If you're a swing trader, then I'm not a swing trader myself, so I'm talking about day trading that could turn into a small little swing trade of a couple of days. But anyway, yeah, it's very interesting, the learning curve in trading, which is, it's a good adventure, guys. If you really take this serious, it can be the best job in the world. Seriously, it can be the best job in the world that anybody could have. And just stay grounded, take it seriously, educate yourself, and the time will come. The time will come. Lots of people just throw the towel. I've had that moment of just like, this is not going to work. I just can't find the sustainability. And it's all about creating several plans, guys. It's all about creating several plans. I got a plan here. I got a plan here. I got a plan here. I got a plan there, right? One of those levels are going to be hit in the next 24 hours. One of the levels, one of the plans are going to be hit in the next 24 hours. You know when and where, how to take action and how to manage your risk. That's it. Out of any of that, of those plans, you do not do anything. You do not do anything. You sit on your hands. Let's go right away through comment section. Let's take a look at some altcoins. Should we short? My man. Should we short? I can tell you that this local double top was an interesting short position, and this was explained throughout the stream. Anywhere in this zone was an interesting short based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And higher time frame, you also got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're shorting a good level. You're managing risk. Shorting right now, my question is, where is your stop loss? I mean, this could still be a correction. I mean, we analyze the price action as it goes, right? So could still look pretty corrective. But yeah, power could come to the downside now. This is a possibility of a wave 1 and 2. If this is another wave 1 and 2, you're in the formation of your third wave that can be getting aggressive now. And then you're looking for a 4, 5, 4, 5, completing an impulsive move down. Can it be a 3-waver? Can it be a wave 1, A, B, C? Not the most beautiful, right? Because you're not making a zigzag. Not looking too convincing here for this to be a zigzag right there on its own. Just because this zigzag should have taken this high. This as a running flat does not look convincing. The only scenario that you have here is a running flat because you do hit the 0.88 Fibonacci. Yeah, it is valid for a running flat. So A, B, and C right there. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. You're just getting on below the VWAP. Unless we have massive bullish CVDs, which is not the case, okay? We had so many longs entering with this pump. So many longs. Just on Bybit, we got 24 million longs on that candlestick that pumped. Just in this zone, we had 24 million longs. And when we take a look at CVD on the rest of exchanges, well, eventually you have lots of longs entering. What you would want to see here is very, very strong bullish CVD divergence, which means you want to see lower lows on the CVD. You want to see a lot of people shorting right there. Lots of people shorting to create that liquidity and continue this healthy uptrend and get the movement up. But the fact you had too many longs entering here on the breakout, it means that, you know, it's probably time for a little flush. So not too convincing for me personally here to consider this a zigzag. I mean, it could be, but I'm really not liking the idea too much. 7-8, trying to maintain ground here. Yeah, I think it's time. It is time, in my opinion, for a little bit more of a correction to sweep up these lows right over here. Okay, so yeah, should we short? I mean, this is a little bit late for a short. You have risk of this being a zigzag. So shorting here is yeah, there's no plan that I can create here to manage risk. Anyway, that's enough. My man, CBM. Crypto by 𝗤𝗫 is here in the comment section. I do not believe it, guys. If you do not know who this guy is, congratulations on your first 1,000 subscribers. Only opened the channel a few weeks ago. If you do not know who he is, go and check him out. Go and check him out, guys. Hang on a second. What have I done here? Where did I put you? There he is. Crypto by 𝗤𝗫, guys. CBM. Shout out to you, my man, providing excellent quality content, news, altcoins, fundamentals, a bit of technical analysis. Go and check him out, guys. CBM, shout out to you, my man. I'm going to leave your channel here. Well, he's in the comment section, guys. He is in the comment section. You probably already know him. There he is. Crypto by 𝗤𝗫, guys. Go and check him out. What's up, legends? Much love to you, my man. Can we take a look at Poly or Ethereum? Let's take a look at, there we got Bitcoin really squeezing down now here, guys. And yeah, not really convinced on a long position or a short down here. It's gone too far away now for a short. And the explanation was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a possible contracting move here. Not too contracting, but still contracting as your wave 5 is smaller than your wave 3. So yeah, it was definitely a possibility that the price could sweep up the lows, finishing this possible 3-wave move up, guys. So yeah, it does really look like that this could be an ABC move right there. Not really convinced of the power. This was all explained at the beginning of the stream, guys. Let's go right away. Smash up the like button, my man. 𝗖. Let's take a look at 𝗖. Yeah, 𝗖. Jupiter there's an incredible long setup. I'm gonna leave faith on this movement down to sweep up the lows, because if it does, it's an epic long. It might be a last little move down on Jupiter. Shall we take a look at 𝗖? I bought a bunch of 𝗖 here the last week. 𝗖 is it's trying to move up. I think we are, guys, we might, this might come into fruition. This might happen, right? The bars pattern that we've been talking about for the last few weeks here on 𝗖. This is the price action of Brett from 2024. We got an expanding move to the upside that could be initially a wave 1. And I told you, legends, I've bought a bag of 𝗖 here for the next coming months, because I'm looking at this high to be taken. And this is just over a 3x from current price levels. You do what you want to do. I'm telling you where I have scooped up some crypto, and I like the idea of 𝗖 here, that it could be literally bottoming out here in this move as an expanding wave 1. Beautiful, just like what happened here on Brett, and getting that zigzag move down, which is literally what is happening on 𝗖 here, really getting people in doubt, right? Really like, oh my goodness. It's the perfect recipe for a massive altcoin recovery. And I want to buy low. I want to buy low, guys. And I want to sell high. And the overall plan of this is literally taking profits as soon as we get above the highs here from March of 2024. Strategy is simple. It is just going to take a bit of time. And if you want to buy cheap, then eventually this is getting cheap, guys. You know, this is getting cheap, and this is getting to the overall limit zone. And if this has to be a wave 2, this is the daily time frame, of course. We are looking at this to take many weeks to develop. You are literally at the ultimate limit zone, which is the 7/8 Fibonacci. You don't want to go much lower than the 7/8 for your wave 2. You don't, if you can miss the 0.88, even better. But it's still good. And what is very common eventually is your corrective structure sweeps up the wave 4 right there, which is literally what is happening, which is usually where you get the best buying opportunity. Let's see, guys. We've been talking about this for weeks, and you know, it will be awesome to come back in a few weeks and really see, you know, Say doing this. It will be absolutely awesome, because that's what we've been predicting for this, right? For many weeks now. However, people are getting in doubt, obviously. But let's see. Let's go away. Let's take a look at, would that be a spot bag or a long trade? You know, hey, if you can manage risk with your trading, I would say, you know, a long trade is also an option. But, you know, when you're longing altcoins or shorting altcoins for a swing trade, I eventually suggest very low leverage. We're talking about 2 to 4x leverage, right? When you're using 10x leverage, you know, your liquidation is going to be stuck to your ass, right? You know, a 10x is very aggressive on altcoins. And, you know, you just need a long with good risk management, low leverage. And if you can manage a little bit of short-term volatility, you know, it's I'm doing a spot bag. You know, I've told I rather buy on spot. I focus my trading on Bitcoin most of the times, and it's just a good spot bag zone to accumulate. And you know, regardless, you can hold on that volatility that happens, any major wicks that could happen on altcoins, or any quick flash crashes. You are kind of protected with a spot bag, right? So you just hold on to those potential, you know, unrealized losses for a few weeks, and then you just wait for the recovery eventually. So it's much easier as an investor as well. And I'm really mainly focused my trading on Bitcoin. So it's just easy to say, right, if you've got a bunch of cash, I'll just put it there for the next coming weeks and make it easy, right? Yeah, I usually use 3x on altcoins. Yeah, it's a good option, something like that. You know, between 2 and 4x. You know, over 5x, you're already pushing it. We know that altcoins move 20% in a day, right? Or in hours. So if you're using a 5x, you know, the altcoins do correct 20% in hours. So if you're using a 5x, that is already probably getting to your liquidation. So 2 to 4x is in that zone of responsible leverage. But it's not about the leverage, it's about how much capital you're risking on that trade. You can use 100x leverage and risk 0.01% of your capital if you trade risk. Vwap said the leverage doesn't matter as long as you know your levels. You know, look, leverage doesn't matter, because what matters is your account. If you have $1,000 in your account and you risk 1 to 3%, which is $10 to $30 max on your trades, this has to be the amount that you lose on a trade. Remember, we are usually looking for a 3, 4, 5 to 1 risk to reward. So you might think, this is peanuts. I'm not going to risk $30 on a $1,000 account. You're nuts. I'm going to go with $200, right? Or $500, which is what most of the people do, which is a full recipe to fail, because you're risking too much. But if you're looking for a 3, 4 to 1 risk to reward, if you're risking $30, you're looking to make, you know, $100, $120, right, from that trade potentially. So, I mean, that's 10% of, you know, of your account. That's a lot. So you need to really, really manage of how much you're risking. And it doesn't matter if you use a 10x or or 100x, as long as you have a trading plan and you have an invalidation level where you're going to put your stop loss, and you do not lose more than this, 1 to 3% of your account. I like this 1-3% because if I'm in doubt on a trade, I will risk 1% or maybe even 0.5%. If I'm very confident in a trade, I will go with 3%. 3% is my limit, right? If you're very confident on a trade saying, wow, this has to play out, it's so good, we've got so much confluence, then you risk 3%. That's what I do. That's my style of trading. Everybody has a different style, but this is the style that I use according to risk management. If I'm confident in a trade, I will go with 3% as my invalidation level. I will lose 3% of my entire account. And this is on a very good trade setup. If I'm not too convinced on the setup, but I realize that there are probabilities, I will go with 1%, maybe 1.5. You range in between these, in between 1 and 3%. So the amount of leverage doesn't matter as long as you are managing risk with your account, which is risking 1 to 3% max. The moment you're risking more than 5%, you are basically, not following the rules, right? And you're going to lose more than you're willing to lose. I mean, that's just a brief explanation on the risk management. So leverage in the end is a tool. Leverage is just a tool. Use it with responsibility. Is adding leverage during the trade a good idea? The only thing of adding leverage to a trade, at least on Bybit, maybe on other exchanges, no. But if you add leverage to, if you risk $1,000 on a trade, for example, and I am using 20x leverage, and you have $1,000 inside of that trade of a 20x, the moment that you change 20x into 40x in that same trade, Bybit will cut this $1,000 that you're risking into 500, so you have another extra 500 to trade whatever you want, basically, right? As you increase the leverage, at least on Bybit, and the only way you would increase leverage on a position is if you are in profits. I've done this before, where you increase the leverage as you're in profit because it takes money out of the position. In this case, you're doubling from 20x to 40x, meaning that if you got 1,000 in that trade, Bybit immediately is gonna take that trade as a $500, right? You're risking $500. As you increase the leverage, you're getting money out of that position. You don't need more, right? If that makes sense. You can do 100x and it will literally cut this in 5, right? 20x to 100x, that's a split of 5. So you will have $200 in that position, and you got an extra $800 in your account again. I know Bybit does this, or maybe not on other platforms. I'm not sure on Weeks. I haven't tested out this personally on Weeks. So yeah, this is why you are the best in the space, says 𝗬𝗫. Is that for me or somebody else? Yeah, that's why I like spot. Takes a lot of pressure off and it can play with a bit loser risk management. Just don't buy on the big green candles. Exactly. Obby man, don't buy the big green candles, because 𝗏𝗏 network was a big example here of that. You don't want to buy on a breakout or buy a big major pump. And this is an awesome project. I have to say, I'm really in doubt of, if this could be a good buying zone on 𝗏𝗏 network. But if you buy a big green dildo, you need to be very, very careful. You miss out, guys. You just missed the pump. You missed the pump. rather look for shorts if possible. But you're buying here in pumps. We buy most of the times, and the opportunities don't come very often, guys. This was only an opportunity to take throughout October and November. I was saying this opportunity is not going to be here for long. And you just miss out on this, right? You don't want to buy any of this pump. We say, you know, that's it. I actually got out, right? This was a first exit zone. You, Andy, with the risk management. Thank you very much, my man. Yeah, it's very important. Risk management is education. It's the key to become successful trading. It's really the key. You can be the best analyst out there and looking at the best probabilities and nail every single probability. But if you're risking more than you're willing to lose on different trades, and you don't have a proper risk structure, which is risking in between 1 to 3% max on a confident trade, you can't risk 5%. If you're already stepping on the rule there. If you don't follow that risk management rule, you are destined to fail. Because I mean, I used to do this the first year where, you know, I have $5,000 in an account, and on one trade I'll risk 500, and in another trade I'll risk 2,000, right? It's just a classic behavior of somebody that is new to trading. The first 1 to maybe even 3 years is a classic behavior. I'll go in with 500 with a $5,000 account. Oh, in this trade, I'm going to risk 2,000, right? I'm going to go heavy. I'm confident. I'm going to add to the position. And, you know, all of this is a full recipe to fail, guys. It's like I said, time will put you in the position that you need to be, which is 0. So it's not me telling you because it's a fact, right? It is a fact. So you need to be very, very strong with your rules of risk. Once you're strong with the rules of risk, you will you will scale up. You will slowly scale up. You will take small little losses, and you will slowly, you know, scale up here with your trading. The moment you haven't got a structured risk management plan, you know, you're just going to go down. You're just going to go down. Kunal, we are not in TA mode. We are talking on risk management, which is just an important, my friend. It's just as important. Yeah, it is important, my man. I know a lot of people are like, shall we long, shall we short? What's the, you know, TA on this, TA on that? Yeah, it's just a little tips there, guys, that I'm giving you. Solana price targets, please, and pattern analysis. Well, you know, if you would have asked me a few months ago, what is, you know, your price prediction on Solana, maybe I would have said it can reach all-time high. We are already at all-time high. So if you have been buying Solana for the last few years, I would consider taking some profits. I don't, you know, it's just all-time high is always good to take some profits on altcoins, right? So what target zones do we have here on Solana? I'm really concerned of how much steam do we have left to the upside. Really concerned of, you know, how much steam do we have on Solana to the upside. You know, this has done over a 20x in the last 2 years. It's really good returns in 2 years, a 20x, I have to say. Price targets, my goodness, you know, there's unless we are looking at this as a cup in handle, and we are going to be forming an expanding wave 5, because from the bottom, I have to say that from the bottom, this is your first initial wave. And this is your third wave, very explosive. Fourth wave, which is usually long. I have to say, we are inside of the fifth wave already, my man. And the question is, you know, how long will it take for this to reverse and enter a bear market? Can we extend a little bit more? And what I don't like about this fourth wave is this, you know, this is the low of the fourth wave, right? Or you know, well, this could have been a bit of a WXY as well, just like Bitcoin. Very, very complex. Yeah, maybe your correction ended here. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very difficult. Very difficult. I mean, I have to do a proper analysis on the different scenarios of the waves. But could this be a double 1, 2, 1, 2? You've had your 3, 4, 5 here in your wave 3. And now this is the fourth wave, and you're just really kind of finishing the fifth wave. You know, it's just, I don't know. You know, you would expect Solana to go to higher levels here. The best case scenario is that you are in your wave 5 still, and this is a wave 1, wave 2. This is your first initial wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, and you end the bull run and you get an extensive wave 5, which would make sense in a possible altcoin season coming. But I would say it's probably going to pump 30, 40, 50% more before it tops out. I know a lot of people are very bullish, and obviously most of the altcoins have been launched on the Solana network. And it's going to go to $3,000, right? Maybe in the next cycle, maybe in a few years, but I don't think this cycle is going to give us much more steam to the upside. And I'm just going to go with some simple projections, which is the Fibonacci expansion from this massive consolidation. And as we are testing the highs, if we successfully break out, this could expand very nicely, which is bringing us a fifth wave expansion right there. That I would target as a limit zone of the $400 as Fibonacci expansion after this massive, you know, multi-year, you know, bear market and accumulation and, you know, basically pumping, right? If we successfully break out from the highs, a realistic target is $400. Realistic target. Could we go to 1,000? Maybe. We'd have to see a white swan event, a massive altcoin season, but I'm staying grounded here and real. If you take the cup in hand or target zone, you're getting the, basically it's similar to the expansion, the bottom of the bear market to the high of the neckline here, and you know that's literally taking you to exactly the expansion target here, taking Fibonacci from the high to the low, which is the 1.618, the golden ratio basically, and which is kind of in you know the same target zone as a cup and handle here, right? From the breakout, it's taking you exactly to that level. So I would say $400 is a possibility. And you know, usually the fifth waves are the most in crypto. They are the ones that like really explode out. You know, you're looking for a blow off top scenario. So maybe there is a possibility that we do form an expanding fifth wave here. And I would limit the top here for Solana around about $400 for this cycle. I know we want $1,000 Solana or 3,000, but it's probably not. We're going to see a bear market before we go to $1,000 Solana. I can tell you that. There will be a bear market before Solana gets above $1,000. That is my prediction. Let's go right away. If I tell you BTC are going to 81K next 2 weeks, says Big Deal, right? Let me just read this comment. If I tell you that BTC is going to go to $81,000 in the next 2 weeks, what do you think about that? It will form a perfect inverted head and shoulder and at key support to shoot off to all-time high. Wow, that is an interesting statement right there on the analysis. let me just get some levels off the chart here on Bybit, and let's really speculate on this that you said. It will form an inverted head and shoulder. That is if we do get to $81,000. 81. Okay, so I guess you are talking about the head formation still, right? So you said, what if I told you, wow, that's pure speculation. I don't think that's going to happen. We have many reasons to believe that all-time high is going to be hit before we actually come down to the lows, as explained throughout the last few days based on this price action, which is very, very corrective. So you are speculating on the head, literally, right? Because if you tell me that, what if we do go to $81,000, which is all the way down here? You know, I guess you're speculating still on the head formation, right? And then form this. That's too speculative. Too speculative. Too speculative. We need to have at least the head formation and the right shoulder formation to speculate on an inverted head and shoulder. We need to be in this zone basically to start speculating. If you're speculating on the head, or you know, that's no. Too much. We need more than half of the pattern being formed, my man, in my opinion. Right? So yeah. What's up, legends? We got Mariella. Good to see you live. Mariella, if you check the first 5 minutes, there is a good section that you might like. 5-10 minutes. You can maybe spot it, and I'll know you send me a video later on the chat. Let's take a look. Look at 𝗞𝗆, please, says Jagger. Let's take a look at 𝗞𝗆. Why not, my legends? 𝗞𝗆. By the way, if you did not join, if you're new to the channel, guys, if you did not check, oh my goodness, yesterday's stream. Oh, wow. Yesterday's stream, my goodness. I love trading. I love analyzing, guys. And the previous videos, we talk about what's happened, what's not happened from our analysis. You know, it's super important to keep that track record and look at several scenarios that we talk about and only trade the plan, right? I'm talking for me, right? Not for you. And we had a few scenarios yesterday, okay? Let me just go quickly if you're just new to the channel here, because, I mean, this is, for me, it's mind-blowing. I wish I had someone that I could watch on YouTube that really comes up with the different scenarios and plans, trading plans, and you only trade the plan on the scenarios that you talk about. So one of the scenarios was, guys, okay, if we do roll down from here and we SFP from the lows, right, we form that recovery from this low, this would be a long. So that's one plan. I know where to long, I know where to put stop loss. That was one of the plans mentioned yesterday. Eventually we did not come down. Other local plans was to form a triangle here that could be on the formation, which you need 5 waves inside to literally, you know, get into the long on the 5th wave on the triangle formation. It's very highly speculative, and which you need those waves to be forming. You need the triangle to form to then get ready for that plan. And the other scenario was looking for a flat as we have the news. As we have the news, because we were looking at this as a zigzag and this a double zigzag right over here, and we look for a flat here, right? So the main idea was a WXY here. The main idea was this, and to form a possible flat, come to the highs, come to the lows. This double bottom is your entry zone, and you're looking for these highs to be taken with a move of a few $1,000s eventually. This was one of the plans that was mentioned yesterday, and of course we had the interest rate decision. And you know, if this flat forms, the perfect event to form a flat is throughout the news, which is testing highs, then testing lows, and then bang, you shoot back up, right? Because That's what you get in the news, right? Boom. Highs, lows, boom. Right? You get a pump and dump, dump and pump, right? And this event of a flat could really be perfect on, you know, the news event. And, you know, we got the dump on the news and we double bottomed and we got the pump, legends. It's like, yes, it happened. And it got into the long position exactly after forming the double bottom right there. Oh my goodness, that was it. This was the flat that we talked about. Boom, you know, jump in, put your stop loss at the low and look for the highs to be taken. You know, there's a beautiful day trade right there. You know, made $3,500 out of that long day trade from yesterday's plan that was mentioned here. Oh my goodness. You know, that was the plan that played out. So, I mean, you got to love technical analysis and know exactly, you know, what you're looking at. Anyway, let's go right away. We got lots of messages deleted here by Mariela. I'm seeing that we are topping out with the $108,000 top and going down. Warning, BTC 105,500 short. Yeah, possibly. I really like to short at higher levels like the one I've explained here as a local double top, just because we have a 5-wave move up here, very, very small. And this could be literally the end of a 5-wave move right there in a contracting move. So, I mean, this was the better. If you're talking about a short here, this could be a back test. It could be a back test. It could be a back test of the highs of today. We did get supported here. Resistance, support. You're talking about a short right there. A very, very dodgy head and shoulder with your left shoulder being like extremely long, like humpback Notre Dame, and then break down. Maybe you get a back test of this level. Somebody saying about a short here. Maybe, possibly. If you do form very aggressive bearish CVD divergence right there on this bounce to 105,500, which it doesn't look like it is the case, you know, it could be an option. I mean, if we had a massive leg up here forming higher highs on the CVD, as we do get up there with lower highs, it could be a great option for the short, but we're very far away in forming higher highs on the CVD, so there's not many longs entering at the moment, but it would be a good option if we had bearish CVDs. Not a long that I would take here personally, just because of the risk that there is with this being a zigzag. There is a risk here of this being a 3-wave. There's still a higher low. Most of the volume is in the pump, so I mean this could be a zigzag. It's a bit of a risky short depending on where your stop loss is. I'm not sure how you would put stop loss here. It's not a plan that I would have very clear to put a stop loss. Anyway, enjoy poverty, bears. Yes. Well, bear market is not in till you actually get the dump. You know what is fun about the markets? That the drops are more aggressive. They happen fast and they are ferocious. And it usually catches people with, you know, it's a pullback till it's not, right? It's a pullback till it's not a pullback, right? So, you know, you could consider this a pullback. And this is good. It's still higher lows, guys. We're still in bullish market. Whoops, we got a dip. No, it doesn't matter. We're still forming higher lows here. We're still good. Whoa. We SFP'd from the lows. Okay, that's it, right? Oh my goodness. This is devastating, right? You get caught up on the bear market. I can tell you that. I was caught on this one. Well, I did take profits in April of 2021, just before this major correction. This is where I sold 25% of my crypto just before this collapse and didn't sell anything afterwards, just been holding. But a bear market, it does catch you guys. You know, it does catch you. Where is the top, right? Where is the top? I mean, there's no top for Bitcoin. You can hold Bitcoin for the next coming years. You will be in profit regardless. But I mean, local top for a bear market, you know, it will catch you, right? It will only be a retracement till it ends up not being a retracement, and you're actually in the bear market, and you're caught in the bear market thinking that retracement was a pullback, and you're just dropping on every single bounce. It catches most of the people, guys. Most of the people get caught, and I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive taking profits in this bull run on altcoins, because it doesn't look like on a lot of altcoins. I mean, my biggest bag is Chainlink, and I'm happy with Chainlink. You know, Chainlink's doing just very good. These red boxes are the accumulation zones that have been mentioned throughout the last few years, and I was actually bearish at $20 here on Chainlink. Bearish short term. So it's really understanding where you need to get in, and these were the only zones to get in on Chainlink. And there's a track record on the streams here based on Chainlink, which was, I was, you know, saying this is my biggest holding on altcoins, bigger than Ethereum. I hold more Chainlink than Ethereum dollar wise, right? So and I want to be more aggressive. I don't want to take profit on Chainlink till we hit all-time highs or $100, right? That's always been my kind of dream of the last few years. But I am going to be a little bit concerned of taking profits on Chainlink if we do get above $30 in the next coming weeks. Just realizing that this could be an ABC move, okay? Depending on the power. You know, I do have my doubts here, because when I do take a look at the price of Chainlink, you know, I can see an initial wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. And the problem here with this wave 5 is being a completion of a wave. This will be a local wave, multi-monthly wave that will be completed. Just like this wave that was highly predictable, guys. Back in March, I was bearish on Chainlink here, guys. We got a 5-wave move up. I am waiting for a multi-month correction. And there's, you know, the streams that I made here on Chainlink back in February, March, was we are looking for a pullback which will turn into a disbelief rally. Right? This is a disbelief rally. People will be like, you know, bull market is cancelled kind of situation. So, you know, this is the same thing that I was talking about here. You know, I'm really concerned about Chainlink. The next leg up is going to be a 5th wave. Now I'm questioning myself. Is this going to be a 3rd wave? We form a 4th wave and then an explosive, you know, little 5th wave here throughout the next coming months, managing to get to all-time highs? Or will this be an ABC correction, guys? And you know, we are entering, you know, this cycle is different. It's very difficult. On altcoins, a lot of altcoins are at the bear market lows, right? Only the new coins, the new niches are doing well. You need to be very aggressive with AI, real world assets, right? Deepen, all of these new niches that have come out throughout the last year, that are the ones that are actually performing better, right? The old gaming, metaverse, DeFi are not performing that well, except for Chainlink, which is doing okay. And I have my doubts here. You know, I have my doubts. I am really considering taking profits above $30 on this next wave up, because I have my doubts that, you know, what if this cycle is not going to be as good as the rest of the cycles? And Chainlink has been the perfect altcoin for me to analyze where we at on the rest of the altcoins. It's a high cap coin. The analysis is very solid on Chainlink, because it just provides very, very good, you know, it respects very well the waves and the scenarios. And thanks to Chainlink at this zone, realizing that you got a zigzag here retracing to the 7/8 Fibonacci, I realized I had an opportunity to buy other altcoins thanks to Chainlink's analysis and this bottom formation, which is September, October. This is why we came up with Constellation DAG, Cadena, right? Fowler network, lots of bottom formations forming throughout September, October of 2024, which was giving us a good opportunity to buy on spot, right? And this was because of the analysis on Chainlink, or being one of the highest cap coins, altcoins, to really, because altcoins move very in the same, right? In the same waves, right? Some are going to perform better, some are going to perform less better. But overall, if you have one good high cap altcoin to analyze, it's going to give you a lot of information of what could happen on the rest of the coins. Link at least to $80. Yeah, I really strongly want to believe that. And I really strongly want to believe that. And I mean, the most bullish case scenario here would be that we're going to finish a fifth wave here, right? And we're going to get a bit of a pullback potentially into the summer. And then we're going to get the you know, to the end of the year, right? Q3, Q4, get the 3, 4, 5, 4, 5s right there, where you have literally a double 1, 2, and then the 3, 4, 5, 4, 5s, right? And you go into higher levels. But I would be expecting a pretty significant pullback throughout the summer, or beginning of the summer, May, June. Yeah, anyway, that's my point of view. Do you mind having a site on Dogecoin? Yes, why not? Big deals. Andy, do you know about Pitchfork tools? Try use it in bearish trend from top down. I know about Pitchfork. I did study that a few years ago, but it was not a tool that I would, you know, I love Fibonacci, but then you got the Fibonacci circles that, you know, I've never used this in my life. I understood this and learned it, but, you know, sometimes it's pretty cool to use, but I never got to find a solid strategy based on my trading, based on Fibonacci circle. But it's, I love Fibonacci. Fibonacci is one of the most powerful tools that you can use. But Pitchfork, yeah, I mean, I also haven't found a solid strategy to my style of trading with Pitchfork. Okay, so yeah, try the Pitchfork, not the circle. Yeah, I know this was just an example, right? This was just an example that I love Fibonacci, but I don't use Fibonacci circles. Anyway, let's go right away. Fibonacci dart. Yes, Mariella. I don't use it for anything. Link, the first crypto I missed on, could have had it at 30 cents to $1. Wow, Jagay, that's awesome. My first Chainlink was bought in 2019 at $1.60. Round about $1.60 was my first purchase on Chainlink. Somewhere around here. $1.60 was my first purchase on Chainlink. And I really aggressively accumulated. I accumulated more Chainlink here because I had more money eventually than I did back here in the day. So I've accumulated more Chainlink in this last couple of years than I did. Will ICP bring you more return on investment than NIA from today price this cycle? Let me know, please. ICP is a good one. I'm just looking for a quick flip on ICP. As soon as ICP gets above $20, I think I will take most of my investment out. For me, I'm looking at ICP as a flip. Just, you know, put significant cash in. And if you do a 2.5x, happy days, right? I'm not looking for a 10x on ICP, even though it's a solid project and it could go to $50, $100 in this cycle. I've got other altcoins that I hold for the mid-long term. ICP is, I'm just looking for a quick flip, which is taking out this high and I'm out. Depending on your strategy, ICP looks very good. Like as mentioned, this is a one wave up. For the price action of ICP to get into a bear market from this area, with just this one wave, it's like not a possibility in my opinion, right? It would be unlikely that this is the correction and you're moving down to the lows. In the case of ICP, which is a solid high cap crypto. So what I am looking at on ICP is either this or either this, right? I mean, more explosive, the third wave in 4-5, right? And you actually get to $50, $60, right, throughout the next coming months. Regardless, I'm without a doubt looking at the highs to be taken. So I say $20, but I might take profit at 24, 25 because we might break out very nicely from the highs. And if we break out nicely, I might hold on. The moment we SFP from the level, then I probably will like be out. I'm getting out. XRP, no XRP today, my man. I ask again, XRP. Okay, let's do XRP. XRP is interesting, very interesting, because XRP on some charts has hit the all-time high, right? Such as Bitstamp in this case. On some charts it hasn't, on some other charts it has, such as Bitstamp. XRP is an interesting one. It's an interesting one. If I would have bought XRP the last few years, I would really be scratching some profits here. 10-20% at least. And if we get to $4 or $5, I would get 20-30% out instantly. There's only one analysis on the higher time frame that I could come up with here, which is looking at the logarithmic and looking at this as a multi-year correction, a multi-year cycle where you basically had a bull run right over here, and this has been your multi-year bear market on XRP, where you have formed a triangle structure here, okay, in an ABCDE, which looks perfect in the logarithmic chart. A, B, C, D, E in this case, right? You got that D not managing to get up to the resistance. Right, so yeah, overall, it does look pretty damn powerful, the breakout, and you could extend, to $10-$20. Maybe max. I don't even see it. I don't even see it going to $10, me personally here. But I mean, this is like the overall bullish case, extreme bullish case scenario that you do manage to get to $20-$25 XRP, which would be a miracle in my opinion. It would be a miracle if XRP gets to $20-$25. So yeah, max target that I would say for this cycle is it reaches $10, and I'm already really skeptical on that. But anyway, can you take a look at DYDX? It's the worst thing I've bought. Do you think I can get out? Bought at $2.50. DYDX, which is a decentralized exchange. And I have no idea of the tokenomics or utility that the token has. But you bought at $2.50. My goodness, my man. If you don't tell me that you bought this last pump of the last few months in December. Don't tell me that you bought here, my man. Can you look at DYDX? It's the worst thing I've bought. Do you think I can get out? Bought around $2.50. My man, tell me that you did not buy here. This is extremely dangerous to buy a pump like this. I would say, I have to say that this is coming to an interesting zone where I would maybe be interested in buying up the pullback. However, it's very soon. It is looking very wedgy and corrective right now. It is losing steam the last few weeks. Every single wave down is losing power. Is losing power here. right? The power comes from the top. There's big power here, and the power is getting lost as we go down. So it is losing power on the movement down, which is being the zone where you would want to buy. My goodness, my man, you literally bought right over here, unless you bought from other years, right? I'm not sure if you did bought that pump from a few months ago. Definitely a bad idea. Bad idea. Do not FOMO into the pumps, guys. It is dangerous. This is a ferocious market. The pumps can come back down as fast or faster than they've gone up. Do not do that, guys. Leave it as a mistrade. Thought it was the bear market. Thought it was the bear market. Yeah, year and a half. Okay, year and a half. Okay. Okay, so you bought somewhere in this zone. Okay, I thought you bought right there, that pump. So yeah, I mean, yeah, this kind of an interesting zone to accumulate, eh? I'm not going to judge you here. This would have been an interesting area to accumulate, without a doubt. But eventually you're down big time, right? You're down over 50, 60%. I think you know, to get out now at a loss, I think it's not worth it. I would wait patiently for the next coming months, because I think it does have a chance, has a chance to recover. You know, when I'm in a loss on altcoins, I just leave it. Just leave it there till it recovers. Right? It's I think it's unless you have something better to buy. Right? But this wedge looks pretty good that's forming throughout the last few weeks. It's losing steam and it's getting squeezed. The power of the downtrend is losing momentum. It is losing power. So I would expect this to flatten out in the next coming weeks with another low or without another low. It doesn't matter. And then look for a reversal. POCT, please remind me of Chainlink. Let's take a look at POCT. It reminds you of Chainlink. Let's take a look at POCT right away. Why not? Oof, my goodness. Yeah, this is dangerous. Dangerous. I have no idea what this is. Make sure to invest in solid cryptos or buy very low. On optimism, 39 million infinite supply. Tokens that have this, guys, as max supply, you really need to pay attention to the tokenomics. I got wrecked on one of them, which is Sora Network. And it had an elastic supply and they went into an inflation spree, which they are still on, which is absolutely crazy. Got wrecked. Lost almost $20,000 on this one. Sora Network. So pay attention to the tokenomics of these altcoins that have infinite supply. They really have to have something structured. And Sora Network is one of them that I got. It's down 35% today. And inflation is at 39 billion. And this was in the start of the, when it got launched, it had 350,000 tokens. Got literally wrecked with this one. Wrecked. Lost all my money. Which was around about $20,000. Which I can afford to lose, right? You know, it is still, you know, the project, the idea is great. I'm not going to explain it, but yeah, this is down just 35% today, and it's down 99.99999. If you take a look at the max chart, I mean, this is if you take a look at the last 3 months, and this is why you look at this. It's just a big fat mess. Looks like a failed project. Down 99.99%. I mean, literally wrecked. This is like really, really wrecked. But it's you know, this is a very, very small amount of my portfolio. Eventually, it hasn't affected me, but just to say, this is one that I've, you know, literally lost my money. This is unless a miracle happens in the next coming years. But I am happy to say that, you know, if you have one that you got wrecked and you know that you've lost your money, it is this one. This is the only altcoin that I've lost 100% of my money. I haven't sold it. It's just there in the dust, and a miracle should happen. So you want to be really, really cautious. I mean, this one might be an incredible project. I have no idea what this is, but when they have this infinite supply, make sure to really, really study the tokenomics on that. Yeah, what can I say about this one? It's coming to the bear market lows. Big massive pump and dump, like a lot of cryptos have done. It's back down to the bear market lows. I would see this as an opportunity zone, but make sure to pay attention to the token, and let's hope that miracle. I'm waiting to sell Sora to pay my rent and buy food, says Mariella. Yeah, my bad. You know, like I said, you know, this was one altcoin over the last few years that, you know, I did see a possible good investment, but I got wrecked on that one. Coin market cap, it's not right supply. Yeah. Anyway, about this one, there's really not much technical analysis. You know, this is a coin that I could never trade it with leverage, right? I could never trade this. There's no good movement. It's just purely pump and dump, right? The only good solid crypto that I can trade is Bitcoin. The only good solid one with a solid track record is Bitcoin. So yeah, this one, there's no analysis to be behind to talk about behind this one. Legends, I'm tired out. I'm with you in that one, says Mariella. Yes, you are. I know. It has to be a lost coin. Legends, remember, if you are interested in trading, Weeks, great alternative to Bybit. I'm absolutely loving Weeks. It's absolutely awesome. You do have great bonus, great fee discount, $20,000 deposit bonus. You only need an email and a password to log in, and you got the best deal down below, guys. It is the second link down below, guys. Check it out. You do have great perks, okay? I will be back tomorrow with more. The analysis has been set, the first 30 minutes to 1 hour of the stream on Bitcoin. Thank you very much, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.